Delhi skies at the moment may look clear, but it's hard to believe that this is Delhi's most polluted day since summer. The air quality index today crossed 200 and into the poor category, the first time in several months. The air pollution may look invisible because the skies seem clear. However, if you look at the data, the air pollution, the invisible, becomes visible. I'll show you how. And why it's important to track the data is that it may help you protect yourself and your family from the harmful impacts of air pollution. If you look here where the cursor shows PM2.5 at 79.7, what this basically shows is that Delhi's air pollution level has doubled from about 2 weeks ago at the end of September. In Delhi, it was raining very heavily, so the air pollution was much lower in the mid-30s, and now it's almost 80. What this has done today, it has taken Delhi for the first time in several months to the poor category of AQI. The AQI has crossed 200 today on the 14th of October 2025. Now, what this actually does, this data does, is makes the air pollution, which otherwise may seem invisible, it makes it visible. It shows us just how high the levels are and it gives an indication of the kind of health precautions we should be taking. Now, a bit about this website. This is an official government website by the CPCB or Central Pollution Control Board. This is what GRAP or the Graded Response Action Plan depends on. And that has been imposed. The first of GRAP for this winter has been just imposed. So this is another website which shows just how much Delhi's pollution was today. On top, you can see a modeling forecast as well as the past 24 hours or so. This shows how bad the AQI was today. And in the last few hours of tracking this, the air quality index forecast has hit 300. That's really bad news for Delhi. But it's not just Delhi. The forecast is there for Pune and Mumbai. Mumbai is almost poor, but it's Kolkata, which is also poor, as bad as Delhi. So this goes to show that air pollution is not just a Delhi problem, but it is a problem that plagues a lot of our cities, especially big ones, and a lot of other places as well. Now, Delhi's air pollution has gone up despite there being no stubble fires, the farm fires that we're used to seeing in the headlines from Punjab and Haryana every winter. These are still, yesterday it was 0.6%, today it was 0.5%. These are yet to peak or at least yet to pollute Delhi. That has not happened, yet Delhi's air pollution is very high thanks to sources like vehicular pollution as well as from neighboring cities. And of course, other things like waste burning. Now, this is a daily air quality index that is put out by the CPCB every day for something like 300 odd cities of India. And Delhi, as you can see, has hit poor. Once again, this is for the first time since June. And the primary pollutants are ozone and PM10, not PM2.5 yet. This is based on 39 top-grade air quality monitors operated by the government. 39 out of 39. All of them are currently working, which is a very good sign. Now let's take a look at the health aspect. Once the air quality index hits the poor category, the health advisory is breathing discomfort to most people on prolonged exposure. The exposure is an important part, and we'll have more on that in another video. But this is the kind of health advisories that individuals and their families should take into consideration when planning for their day ahead. At an individual level, say in your home or in your work area, devices like these can actually help to track the air quality, especially PM2.5, yourself. And it could be very useful in maintaining the health outcomes. Now, these are sensors. They all have a PM2.5 monitor, and they have a few other monitors like this one from Prana, has PM1, which is even tinier than PM2.5, and it has PM10, which is like a dust particle. This one has a sensor at the back, so that's why it's showing a low PM2.5 number, because I've covered the sensor by mistake. This has PM2.5, it has PM10, it has CO2, it has temperature and humidity. But we are interested in PM2.5. This machine, an Ayurveda, also made in India like Prana, has a PM2.5 and a CO2 sensor, as well as temperature and humidity. I'm going to put this upright so that it can take in the air quality at the moment, and I'll put it down again. But this one, you'll see, it is tiny. It can be held in the palm of one's hand. So it is very portable, and it can help you measure the exposure of wherever you may go. So while traveling, in the car, in a metro, in a bus, while cycling, walking, in a marketplace, in a mall, and you'll get a sense of just how much air pollution you are exposed to at each particular place. This is also a smallish device. It's slightly bigger than the Prana. This is an Ayurveda. It's a slightly bigger box. It's not very portable, but it is quite reliable, the manufacturers say, and it can be installed in, say, a workplace or a home or a school, a hospital, where it can monitor the CO2 levels as well as the PM2.5 levels, and also other pollutants depending on which sensors you order. Now, the pros and cons of this is that sensors means that they're not the top grade monitors, but they are quite accurate, quite reliable, but they need to be serviced fairly regularly, at least once a year, if not once every 2 years. But a big plus is that they make air quality monitoring very affordable at an individual level. A device like this can also be used in a neighborhood, say for about maybe a couple of dozen homes, to know exactly what the air quality is in their vicinity. The Ayurveda kind of air sensor, slightly more expensive, slightly bulkier, which can be installed outside. Some models of them can be installed outside. You can take a look at their website for more details. The advantage of a neighborhood buying it is that these can be, we can pull in, buy it, and monitor your air quality in a micro environment, which may be just a few houses, a block of flats, so that you know exactly what the pollution is in your area. You don't necessarily have to depend on a far-off, distant monitoring system. But finally, if I may leave you with one tip, it would be to download this app, the Samir app by the CPCB. It's based on something like 600 odd air quality monitors, top grade air quality monitors installed by the government. And they report data on something like 300 odd cities. You can check on this address if your city is there or not. But if it's not, then what you can do is check the air quality data on your Android or iOS phones. Usually these provide the air quality data based on a network of sensors and modeling and satellite data. It's not 100% accurate, but it's good enough for you to take preventive measures if needed, depending on your health. If you like this video, do share it with somebody you think it may help. I'm Chetan Bhattacharji, a longtime journalist, and I'm now trying to simplify air pollution and climate change data so that we can make sense of it as individuals, for ourselves, for our families, for our friends.